I think the EZAs, the celebration, are fine, but I don't want to be too hasty about it, as well as I don't know the longevity of both the GT Heroes team and the GT Bosses team, how long these teams are going to be, in meta right now. Uh, with the GT Hero team more so on the side of being, meta for a while, because you have the best unit in the game as the leader of it. These some of these EZAs look for the GT Hero side. Some of these EZAs look a little weird. Some of them are good. The kits on the super EZAs are a little concerning, but I think everything is fine. We're gonna go over all of them, kind of like as quick as I can, um, and kind of go over just how like the longevity of these teams, because I see that these teams might be in meta for a while. Because in my personal opinion, I think we can look at these new events that have come out and say that this could be something we have to look forward to in the future. But I don't think like the next red zone stages are going to be as hard as these. I think it'll be in between the like a difficult stage between like the level of the blue Goku and then maybe the Rose event or the Rose stage of these new like global Dokkan campaign fights. I think it'll be somewhere in between there. Uh, I'll get into that in another video, but just to kind of TLDR it, my reasoning for that is that these events are one of those events that just comes around. It's like one of the one in a celebration type of events that they like to do, kind of like the God event for the 6th anniversary. Um, Worldwide had like the fusion one. There was a movie celebration one. I forgot. The one with TEQ Vegeta and Physical Janemba as bosses. Like those are just like one-time celebration things, events. So I don't see this being the norm, at least not for now. But to get into the actual units, we're gonna start with the Goku because this was a unit I feel like everyone was looking forward to. This and the Vegeta, and I've seen a lot of people like kind of like talk a little bit of trash on the Goku. Um, he has Key 2, attack defense 200%, great chance to crit. That's awesome. That's pretty solid. And then per super class ally attack in the same turn, attack and defense 100%, and then damage reduction 10%. The damage reduction is a little low, but 300% attack and defense is a little wild. I'm not gonna lie. That is a little bit crazy. You're running this on GT Heroes. Like you're running him obviously on GT Heroes. Why wouldn't you, right? Along with the super class support that Gogeta gives, I think this is fine, right? And when there's an extreme class enemy or there's another GT Heroes ally attacking the same turn, which should be just all the time, uh, he gives allies attack 40% and then launches additional super attack. So not only does he have like the 500% attack, great chance to crit, he also gives everyone 40% more attack and launch additional super. That's not bad. That's pretty like he's gonna hit fucking hard. Like he is just gonna hit really fucking hard. The 12 key he gives more attack. Fantastic. That's what we need. And then he gets defense 200 percent whenever receiving an attack as the first or second attacker in the turn. Now this kind of sucks. Because you're not putting him in slot 1. This guy's slot 1. Every single day that ends with Y plus more if they make more. This guy's in slot 1. 100%. 1,000%. 1,000,000%. And then your only other option is slot 2. So he's kind of just locked to slot 2, which sucks. If this guy could do this in slot 3, if it was slot 2 and 3, this guy would be awesome. This guy would be fantastic. But he's locked in slot 2. And in my opinion, you're not really putting this, like, I would not want him in slot 2. I'd prefer him in slot 3, obviously. Because if I'm running this team, I am going to be having this guy in slot 2. Or even this guy in slot 2, honestly. Like, this guy surprises me. I didn't realize how good this guy was. I don't know how to read, unfortunately. This guy is great. This GT Vegeta right here is actually really, really good. And these guys are also great right now. Now, obviously, whenever they age out with their limited time buffs, yeah, I could see that happening. This guy's also pretty good in slot too. Granted, if you can dodge, he's fairly good. When he transforms, I've died with him transformed, and I don't know if I'm just playing the game wrong. Like I only have him 55%. Right, so I don't. And that's the other thing too. I don't have all these units rainbowed. Right, I have these guys rainbowed. I have these guys rainbowed. This guy I have 55%. I got these guys rainbowed, but I have him 55%. I don't even have Pan. I haven't summoned on Omega because Gogeta fucked me. So I had this guy, and I'll say that this guy slot 2 is pretty, like, he's good pre-transformed, and then for some reason after he transforms, he kind of just dies. Like I said, I could be just playing the game wrong, but that's just what I've noticed. It happens, right? So him being a slot 2 is kind of concerning, but I do think in slot 2 he's like fantastic, because I think people are overlooking the fact that he gets 300% per superclass ally. Like that's kind of insane, as well as a 30% damage reduction. Now I could be just wrong. It happens, right? People are just wrong, but that's not something to just kind of put off to the side. That's pretty damn good. And then at the end of everything, when receiving a super tag, he gets 100% defense temporarily, which isn't a ton. This would be better if it was, obviously, if it was damage reduction, if it was like 30 or 40% damage reduction to bump this up, that would be awesome. But it's not. But he has a high chance of nullifying and countering super attacks. Any super attack, not just like Key Blast like Gogeta is, or what is Omega's? I think Omega's unarmed, yeah. So that's it's not bad. And I know his super attack effect is like, it's something like greatly raise attack for 1 turn, and then raise defense by 30% for 6 turns. So like if you keep him on rotation, like he will be building up a lot of defense, as well as getting this additional super attack. And this is also one of those characters, he has a 70% chance to crit. You don't even put crit on him. Like you give him this would be one of those characters I would say you could do full additional on to get as many stacks of this as possible to make his defense as good as it can be. But you obviously, like, dodge doesn't hurt. Like dodge is always going to be good for characters like this who can kind of do everything. This guy, he has crit, he has additional, put dodge on him. Fuck it. You're right. But I understand the thought process of going additional. Super attacking 3 times with a 70% chance to crit, as well as all this extra attack and the stacking of the defense. I keep clicking on the wrong tabs. As well as stacking of the defense is pretty nice, right? I don't think this guy is bad. Definitely could have been better, but I think people are kind of downplaying him too early. I think this is going to be one of those units that he'll perform really well. It's just a matter of he's going to age out pretty quick because of this first and second attacker bullshit that they put on him. Because, I mean, they're going to release more units that are going to push this guy out of slot 2. Like, there already are units that push him out of slot 2, to be honest with you. But, if you don't have this guy or this guy, then, it's not a bad option. I don't think it's a bad option at all. Next one, we have the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I remember looking at this guy's kit earlier today, and I was kind of wondering why people were calling him bad. It's one of those. It's the same thing with Goku. Like I think people are downplaying this guy and the Goku. Like yes, they could have definitely been way better, but we'll go over it. So he's kind of the inverse of Goku. Same key 2 target defense, 200%. Except instead of a 70% chance to crit, he has a 70% chance of launching an additional super attack. Which arguably is worse. It is just worse because this could be a character where it's just normal or super attack normal, and then your hidden potential normal. Like yeah, that sucks. But let's try to look at a positive side. 70% chance to do another super attack is pretty good, because I think he does also have a great super attack effect. I could also be wrong. I haven't used these guys since the EZA. Greatly raise defense for 1 turn, raise attack for 6 turns. That's not bad. This is pretty good. This is awesome. The fact that they already have pretty good super attack effects is quite nice. So, delete that tab too. And then he has the same thing as Goku, per superclass ally on the rotation, attack and defense 100%, 10% damage reduction. I think this is that's just a solid. That's solid. That is just so good. It's a free, because you're running this guy, like I said, on GT Heroes. You're running both these guys on GT Heroes. This is just a free 300%, 30% damage reduction. That's not bad at all. And then whenever there's an extreme class enemy or when there's another GT Heroes category ally attacking the same turn, all allies defense 40% and crits. So no crit on this guy, just go straight dodge or additional. Just same thing with the Goku. You could go additional if you want. But I think the fact that he already does, like, both of them already do additional, so I think the little bit of additional you have in the hypo is fine. Dodge, and I'll stand by that every day of the week. The allies 40% defense is fantastic too. Like that's awesome. 100% attacking when attacking with Toro more key, fantastic. As second or third attacker in a turn, attacking defense 100%. So I looked at this and I don't know if this is multiplicative. I've heard people say it is. I don't know how this exactly works. If it's something where like you collect the orbs and then it procs, so it is multiplicative. If this is multiplicative, that's not bad. Like I said, obviously these guys could have been better, but extra 100% attack and defense multiplicative is pretty good. On top of the 500% attack and defense he's already giving, 540% defense. You know, this isn't bad. And then he has the same thing as Goku, 100% defense temporarily when receiving a super attack, and a high chance to nullify and counter it. These guys are solid. Obviously, like they're solid. I think people are just upset that they didn't make them like the best TURs in the game. I want to point out that the GT Hero team has, I mean, the best unit in the game with the best support. Like, these guys are going to get good support on this team once this guy shows up. And then you have, where's she at? You have Pan, who is probably the best banner unit, I think. And with her, you know, floating around with GT Heroes and all that, given the GT Hero rotation and how tanky she can be, all the support she's giving on turn, you know, like, all of this extra support that they're giving, Pan really works well with the Goku, because the Goku wants to be in slot 2, slot 1. You're putting Goku in slot 2, you're not putting him in slot 1. But she works really well with the Goku, and then like if Vegeta wants to be in slot 3, but you're probably floating Pan and the Vegeta on the GT Heroes team if you're running all of them. So I think with how much support is on the GT Heroes team, I think these guys are fine. I don't think there's any there should be any hiccups about these guys being bad. These guys are I'm not gonna say they're great, right? But I think when we see them in game and use them, they're gonna be fine. Now, do I think they're gonna be tanking super attacks and shit? Maybe not. I think we should leave tanking super attacks to, you know, the Dokkan Fest LRs and all that stuff. It does suck because it feels like it's one of those things where like the super EZA should be on the levels of like these newer TURs. But sometimes I'm not opposed to them at least just helping a specific team. Maybe not to a super restrictive point, but how these guys are, where it's, you know, you just need one extra GT Hero category ally on the team, or if you're facing a certain kind of enemy, I think that's fine. If these guys were the best TURs in the game, though, like I also wouldn't be opposed to that either. Like I'm all for just like destroying events. This game doesn't need to be balanced, right? I mean, obviously, this game does not need to be balanced. This game does not need to be balanced at all. But needless to say, I think these guys are good. I think people are just freaking out. Anyways, so we have Omega, and I kind of looked at Omega a little bit. Like I said, I looked at all these EZAs a little bit, right? I did my own reading. I watched, the DTN, the Truth Network, the Truth News, just to kind of look at the passives because I like hearing his input on stuff. Um, but for existing, he has 150 attack and defense, debuffs enemies attack by 40%, which isn't new. But then he gets 20% for superclass enemies, which I don't think is I think is new. And then full power or GG bosses category allies, 2 key, 40% attack, and then attack plus 20% for characters who are also extreme class. So this really plays into part of like the full power part. Because most GT, like all GT bosses are extreme class, except for I think there's like one Nova that isn't, like the physical super one. But on the GT bosses team, you're running the STR LR Nova because he's pretty good and he's extreme, so this helps him. Per extreme class ally attacking the same turn, self excluded. Chance to perform a crit and damage reduction 20%, and then 200% attack and defense when attacking. So self excluded, which means that this only goes up to 40. This goes up to 200. 200% attack, 200% attack and defense when attacking is pretty good. 40% damage reduction is kinda low, especially when he's not guarding. He's not guarding in his passive. I already know that. But this guy with his support that he gives and the domain, I mean, like he's gonna be pretty good, right? He doesn't give defense on his God, I just said the word domain. He doesn't give defense on his domain, but he is giving like the 2-turn defense with a key orb obtained and the damage reduction, so that pushes him up to 50%. I'm not really worried about like the extra attack. This is a support unit in my eyes. I see this as just like a floater. I'm not worried about how hard he's gonna hit. I'm mostly worried about like the defense. So with the 2 Omegas floating around, he's gonna get up to 60% damage reduction, which is pretty good. That's not bad. With no guard, it kind of is a little iffy, but he does get even more attack and defense with another full power or GT bosses category ally attacking in the same turn, as well as more additionals, which I don't think his super tech effect is very good, right? I think if I'm not mistaken, it's just like massively lower defense. Yeah. Or yeah, that's his EZA stats. Boom. Or EZA. Just massively lower defense. That's not the best, right? Not the greatest. But I know we have some units that are better when a unit is debuffed. Like the Rose clones, which you could run. Should you? No, I think the Rose clones are better just on the Rose team as their own team. But it's a thought, right? It's a thought. That one tech Rose clone is what I'm referring to. 12 more key attack and defense 100%. Solid, whatever. As third attacker in a turn, or when the target enemy is in the following status of attack down or defense down, which plays part into a super attack. Attack 150, launch an additional super attack. So they've kind of given him a lot of damage, which sucks. Because I see this guy a lot. Like I said, I see this guy as a support unit. I want him to be tanky. He does debuff, which is nice in some events, not in all events, obviously, but the debuff is very nice with the damage reduction that LR Omega gives to all the allies. Like this isn't bad. Again, it's a case of like should have been better, especially for the fact he doesn't link with Omega, so you are putting him in slot 3. Like you're keeping Omega on rotation, obviously, and with this guy also being named Omega, you don't want to put the physical Omega in slot 2 because then this guy isn't going to get any links. And I mean, this guy's link set is Rule Be Down, Fear and Faith, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Shadow Dragons, GT. Like you want this guy to get his links because I mean he's getting what 20, 45, 50, 60% defense from his links if he has all of them active. Which I think the Tech Omega, who is also easy, 7 links, right there. He's a link and this guy I know you want in slot 2. I already know this guy's really good after his EZA. We'll get into that in a second. But you want him to have his links. And he will hit hard. Like he's gonna hit pretty hard. But we should worry about the Dokkan Fest LRs doing damage. I don't think we really need the Super EZAs doing damage, especially when we have 2 monsters like two monster leaders, right? Like these EZAs should just be support for these guys and to help the longevity of the teams, right? Because these are two teams that will age out, that can age out fast, depending on the content that comes out. And because they only save the GT heroes for big celebrations, right? Same thing with like these big GT bosses characters that they really only save them for certain big celebrations, or that they want to at least. I mean, like Tech 17 a long time ago, I think he was just like a random yellow coin LR. I could be wrong. Like, you know, I'm not the smartest, but they want to save these guys for big celebrations, and you know, Akatsuki has plans for other units. They can't just drop GT bosses every big celebration because then, you know, it's like, I mean, they already dropped Omega. Like, what's the next thing they're gonna drop? They already just made a free to play LR Nova, right? The next thing is that they should EZA the Battlefield LR to help that team, and then GT Heroes, like, we already have we should. I honestly think we need a new Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I also wouldn't mind like a monster Majub card that's just like a crazy support unit, or like a revive. I don't know, man. Just something to kind of just toss in every once in a while for this team, because I genuinely enjoy running this team, but it always ends up aging out because they always release units that don't really help it. And I think these guys will help. I think these guys will help a little bit, but we have to see what new content comes after the celebration. If the next red zone stages that come out are even harder than the events now, then these guys aren't. They're not gonna fucking do shit. They're gonna fucking die. Slot one. Slot one. Fucking attack one. Dead. Super attack. Dead. Right? They already do that in some of these events. What makes sense to me is that these guys are just dying in these events already. But the next events that come out, they should be like, I think they'll be fine. I don't think we should base these events on the close future of Dokkan. Definitely the far future, right? The power creep happens. It happens in every gacha, or in this kind of gacha, right? It happens. But I think they'll be fine for now. Again, we'll see. I mean, they were also using this guy in the showcase for Physical Omega in the stream, right? So like, he has to be a little bit good, right? Yeah, just a little bit. But we'll see. TEQ Omega, or TEQ Syn, sorry. TEQ Syn is very good. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, TEQ Syn is probably the best unit out of all the EZAs. He Rainbow Orb changes. Attack and defense 150. High chance crit, high chance additional. For turn 1, 40% damage reduction. Awesome. When attacking, disables enemy guard. Attack and defense 50% per key source attained up to 350. With 2 key source attained, 20% damage reduction. 3 key source attained, 20% crit. 4 key spheres obtained, 20 more damage reduction, 20% more damage reduction. 5%, or sorry, 5 or more key spheres obtained. 30% crit. 6 or more key spheres attained. Launch additional super attack. 7 more key spheres attained. Attack enemies attack and defense down 20% for 2 turns. This guy's great. He's like, this is the best EZA out of the bunch by far, just on paper, right? On paper, he's great. Paired with this guy, he's just absolutely insane. Like, it's 6 out of 7 links. The only thing they're not sharing is obviously Omega has legendary power, where this guy has. Oh, thanks, appreciate it. I actually didn't want to do that. I actually wanted to just open the tab. Okay. Thanks. What links does Syn Shenron have? Jesus. He's missing Shadow Dragons, right? Crazy. Shocking speed. Shocking speed. That's what he's missing. Okay. That was weird. Why did the wiki do that? So this guy has shocking speed, which is good with obviously the STR Omega, right? The STR Omega gives him a little bit more defense. That's actually crazy that they changed. Damn, he's really different from his base compared to his EZA. I mean, they do that here and there, but that's crazy. With Omega, on the Omega team, this guy is just insane. Turn 1, if Omega's out, he just gives him 70% defense as well as 10% more, like 10% more damage reduction. Which gets him up to 20, 40, 80, 90. Gets him up to 90% damage reduction, turn 1. And then on the off chance that you have, like, it happens, right? You get those really bad starting rotations. where you have both Omegas in slot in turn 1, and then you have this guy in turn 2. This guy is literally invincible in that scenario. Granted, you get all the orbs, which them making all these rainbow orbs is kind of concerning. But all you need is for defensive purposes, all you need is 4. And it doesn't even matter about this if you have 2 Omegas on the other rotation. Because in this guy, it doesn't matter how much defense he has. He has 100% damage reduction. He just doesn't die. Obviously, you want to float the Omega off, so once he gets to the point where this guy comes back, you'll have 9% damage reduction if you get 4 more key spheres. But it is still important to get the 7. Even if the 7 key spheres isn't as good, this is okay in some events, like the Rose event. You can lower his attack. But, you know, in turn, you're also increasing his attack. So, like, how great is that, honestly? But, you know, 350% attack and defense is nothing to slouch, right? Compared, you know, like, in what am I trying to say? With the 150, that's what I'm trying to get at. With the 150, this is pretty good. You know, we're talking 500% attack and defense, all this damage reduction. This guy's great. Like, you know, could be could also, like, you could go full dodge on him. I mean, my thing with, like, the hypo for some of these characters is, like, they're all like, oh, and for Omega you want to go full dodge, like, obviously his fucking super attack doesn't do shit. And I mean, like I said, I don't see this guy as a damage dealer. He's going to be dealing damage, but he's a support. You want to go dodge on him all the way. Like, that's just it. Same thing with this guy. He does everything already except dodge. So just put dodge on him. Even though he doesn't really need it. He doesn't. He does not need it at all. But put dodge on him, right? This guy's good. And I mean, he greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. He's awesome. No complaints with this guy. This guy is perfect. Works really well with this guy. Works really well in his team. I couldn't ask for more. Right? Very good. So now we're going to get to the sub-EZAs. And my only concern are these two. This Golden Great Ape Goku, as well as the baby. Because they're banned in the main events. In, like, the main challenge events. But I'm sure that there will be events in the future where they will release that you can use these guys, because I do think these guys are pretty good. For the level that they are, like a regular sub-EZA, right? These guys are pretty good. And at the very least, right, they're nuking leaders. So if they you know, release the million player arena, million arena bullshit event again, hey, guess what? You guys have new nuking leaders. Fantastic, right? That's awesome. That's what we want, right? We want more events like that, because that's my favorite event, right behind World Tournament. Those are my 2 favorite events in Dokkan. Is when I get to use my nuking leaders that are banned in every single event, and in World Tournament where I get to use my LR Broly, right? I get to dust off the LR Broly and the Int Ma Junior. My 2 favorite events. Anyways. Enough jibber jabbering. AGL Goku, I remember being pretty good. For existing, he just gets attack and defense 150%. Not the best, right? Like I said, the thing with these sub-EZAs is, like, they should just support the teams that they're on, or, like, the categories that they're on. I don't think that these guys should be fantastic in every single event, by no means. As long as they help specific teams, awesome. I couldn't ask for more. Per GT Heroes category ally attack in the same turn. Launch additional attack, has a high chance of becoming a super attack. Attack 100% when attacking, and defense 70% when receiving an attack. Okay, so to look at this, do some math. Beep, beep, boop, boop. 3 GT Hero allies in the same turn. That means he launches 3 additional super attacks, 3 additional attacks that have a high chance of becoming a super attack. Pretty good. In pairing with his super attack effect, which says raising attack and defense for 3 turns, but it's actually 50%. It's 50% attack and defense for 3 turns. Pretty sure. Let me check myself. Let me not spout misinformation, right? The only misinformation are my opinions. That's the only misinformation that should be spread. Uh, what the fuck? I've been cucked. I can't see it. I'm pretty sure it's 50%. I don't know where to check it because I'm bad at this, but that's okay. Everyone starts out doing something new. Okay, it happens. This guy raising 50% defense for 3 turns while being able to possibly super attack 5 times. Are you going to super attack 5 times in a turn? Probably not, but it might happen, right? It's all about the might. You're coin flipping 3 times. You're going to super attack once, raise your attack and defense 50% for 1 turn. And then you're coin flipping 3 times, and then you have your hypo. You're going to hit your hypo more than you won't. Right? Like doing 4 attacks, you're going to hit it, right? Now, a matter of if you super attack or not, it happened. You could, right? But it just depends. 300% attack when attacking is also very good. And then be 210% defense when receiving attack. That is good. That is solid, right? That is pretty nice. Especially if you do it like I think if you super attack 2 times with this guy, 2 extra times. So 3 times total, right? I think if you land like 3 super attacks with this guy will be tanking pretty well. Especially because in his next passive, his next line right here, when all allies in the same turn are GT Hero category allies, attack 100%, and then crits and damage reduction up 50%. That's pretty good. In line with the 210% defense he's getting when receiving attack, as well as the, like if he is supering a lot, he has potential to be good, right? I don't want to say he is good, but he has potential to be good. Granted, you land some of these extra super attacks, right? The defense 200% is also very good. This helps him a lot, and he's not slot restricted like some of the the sub-EZAs are, right? So you could put him in slot 3 and have him just kind of run rampant in slot 3, and he's fine. When HP is 50% or less, or when there's a GT bosses category enemy, crit guards. So right now we only have that 1 Omega fight that is a GT bosses enemy, I believe. I think that's the only main one. Thanks, Dokkan Wiki. Pretty sure he is, right? Pretty sure that 1 Omega fight is. If you're fighting that Omega, I think this guy's great. I honestly, I think this guy's great. Like, if you could take this off, this guy's great. The guard does help. The guard would help a ton. But he gets it when it's 50% or less, which helps. And if they decide to release more GT bosses enemies, whenever they eventually add onto this team, add on to GT bosses or GT heroes in probably 3 years from now, it could be the next celebration. Who knows? This guy's great. I think as far as sub-EZAs goes, this guy is actually really, really good. You're gonna run him on GT heroes. He's launching 3 attacks. He gets good defense. This guy's good. Damage reduction. This guy's solid. Does he need the guard? Maybe to live a super attack. I think, but I think this. In my mind, I see this guy living at least really, really hard hitting normals, right? I could be wrong. I could just be lying on my ass, unintentionally lying, right? It happens. But I think this guy's good. And he definitely has the potential to be pretty good. Average. He's a sub-EZA, right? Let's not hark on him too much. The Golden Grade 8 Goku, sorry, is also pretty good. But he's banned in the main events, the main challenge events, so it's kind of it sucks, right? He gives himself 200% attack and defense, allies attack and defense 33%, which was not part of his original passive, I believe, right? I think he just gave attack. Yeah, see? Now he gives defense, which is really good. And then he gives another 33% to GT Heroes of Grade 8 power. So he gives 66% attack to GT Heroes and 33% defense to them as well. And Grade 8 power. When attacking, attack and defense 20%. Pretty good. Oh, he also has a medium chance turning into a Grade 8, which I'll get into that in a second. When there's another GT Hero or Grade 8 power ally attacking in the same turn, 50% dodge, Attack and defense 150%. Pretty good. All allies are GT heroes, giant power. Launch additional super attack, guards all attacks. Very awesome. We can't use him in the main challenge events, which sucks. It really sucks because this guy is actually this guy is very good. I would say 50% dodge is a little scary. You're coin flipping on his attacks, but he guards. He's supporting a lot. I would be inclined to say this guy's pretty good, and he greatly raises defense and raises attack for 3 turns on a super attack effect. Like, he's good. This guy is good, but we can't use him, right? Which sucks. Now in the events you can use him, he does also have this grade 8 form. Changes key sphere to physical to SGR. High chance to crit for every key sphere retained. Attack 100%. Greatly raises attack temporarily on the super attack effect. This is pretty good for a grade 8. Like, he'll hit pretty hard, right? And this is also one of those things that's like a team protector thing. You get your damage out and kind of go back. But we can't really use them. So until we can use them, then, Trunks. Trunks is pretty good. Attack and defense 150%. Changes key spheres to rainbow. Except in STR. All allies 30% attack. When attacking with one more key, attack and defense 150. When there's another GT hero or hybrid Saiyan category ally attacking the same turn, attack and defense 150. Chance of performing a crit and damage reduction 30%. All allies defense 30%. When all allies are GT heroes or hybrid Saiyans, essentially just another copy and paste of this, right? Except you tag on 30% attack. So now, if you're running him on GT heroes, he has 60% damage reduction, 6% crit, and he's giving 60% attack and defense support, as well as rainbow orb changing, with a super attack effect that is greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, massively lower defense. Massively lower defense doesn't do shit, but the greatly raise attack and defense does. So this guy is pretty good. I have been stuck on the hybrid Saiyan mission for the anniversary battle since the event's been out. I don't rainbow every unit that comes out. I don't make money off this game. I don't make money off YouTube yet. So that's the goal, right? Make money off YouTube, feed into itself. And I don't even have Elgato to record my Dokkan footage. Otherwise I would do Dokkan, actual Dokkan content, instead of just discussions. But anyways, I have been stuck on that single mission for a while. I just get a little unlucky with some of the characters that have dodge on that team, but it happens, right? This guy on hybrid Saiyans, whenever we get a really, really good hybrid Saiyan, it's gonna be great. Now we do have the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, obviously, but I mean, when we get a new leader skill with hybrid Saiyans, that's, I would, in my mind, I think Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the BoJack movie as a hybrid Saiyan lead would be fantastic, right? I would probably nut. I'll be honest with you, I'd probably nut a little bit, just a little white stream down the leg a little or something like that. But to move on from that, this guy's pretty good. Is he runnable? Yes. I think you can run him on as a 5th or 6th unit on the team, genuinely, with the support and everything and the damage reduction. I don't see why not. The only thing is he doesn't do additionals. So I think, in my mind, I think additionals on this guy would work just to further get the defense on his super attack, as well as he's already critting. So I mean, additional dodge. You run this guy in slot 3, you don't really need him to deal a lot of damage. So more the additionals just for this, and the fact that he is critting, which does help with his damage, but mainly the super attack effect. Pan. I forgot what Pan did, so we're gonna read this together. So for existing, all allies key 2, attack and defense 150%, medium chance of dodge. Solid. Attack and defense 150 when attacking. When HP is 50% or more, attack and defense 50%. All allies attack and defense 30%. When HP is 30% or more, attack and defense 50%. Okay, so copy and pasted. All allies attack and defense 30%. By the way, these health restrictions, to me, I think these health restrictions don't matter, Because in my experience, I just fucking die. Like, I get super attacked and I just fucking die. It's very rare that some of the units actually fully. It's either I tank double digits or I die. There's no fucking, oh, we took 400k damage and now I'm at like 10% health. If I'm at 10% health, I'm dying on the next turn regardless. So this like health restriction shit doesn't even matter, right? So I think her having these health restrictions are fine because you're gonna die to these super attacks. Doesn't even matter, right? So I like to think that she just has this up. This is just like a kind of existent thing. Is it possible that you can take a little bit of damage and then like the Zamasu, right? The Zamasu does like 120,000 damage, right? Let's say you take you go to like 60% health, right? And then you take 120,000 damage, right? I think the boss's effects proc first, so that effect will happen, and then your units will proc their passives. So it could be like that would be like the one crazy scenario where you don't hit these health passives. However, has anyone ever had that happen? Ever? I mean, like I just die. Like I just die in these events. I run 55% new units and 100% older units, and then I just die. I still die. My TEQ Vegeta, AGL Gogeta, like all these guys are 50%, 55%. My AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is 55%. Still the GOAT, but like you just die. These health restrictions don't matter. So this is fine. I think this is good. When there's another GT Heroes or use category ally attack in the same turn, attack defense 100%, chance of dodging, and damage reduction 20% when attacking, and then copy paste it if you have all allies GT Heroes used. This is really good. The issue with this unit though, oh, hold on, let me see the super attack effect. Rarely raises attack defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, raises allies attack by 25% for 2 turns. So she's really good, especially in paired with with the goat himself. Letting his active skill hit harder on the next turn is nice. The issue is it's when it's attacking, when she's attacking. If I'm remembering correctly, she's susceptible to AoEs. I mean, she has like the medium chance to dodge, but I'm not. The reason I said this was solid is because I knew she had more dodge in her kit. Because with one extra GT Hero use category, she gets up to 50, and then with both, she has 70. But this is when she's attacking, so I think you have to super attack first, and then you get this. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. If it does work the way that I'm saying, she's good, but just don't take her into AoE fights. If it's just collect the orbs and it's fine, and she's not susceptible to AoEs, shit, this unit is pretty fucking good. Like on the same level as this pan, almost, right? Like she's probably doing a little bit more damage, and her support's a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more tanky because she has damage reduction, or like more damage reduction, I believe, right? 20, 60, 60. And hers is 40. So like, they're both solid. Like you could run both of them and float them, right? She's definitely pretty good. And then last unit we have is the baby, the Super Baby 2 Great Ape. Again, one of these units that are banned because of the nuking leader skill, which honestly, like, if we get an event that we can actually use this and the golden grade Ape Goku in, then we'd have a these guys are actually like pretty good. They're still good. Like they're good at they're good units, solid, right? It's just we can't really use them. And at the very least, we have these nuking events that get released. We'll have these better leader skills for those events. And for the people who don't have like the punching bag event done and all that shit, these guys help, right? That's a lot. I like to think of like the people who don't have those events done because of laziness or just can't be bothered. Like I'm the same exact way. I didn't give a fuck about the Million Arena event because, dude, the fucking Dokkan World is gonna be sitting here hitting 99 million. I'm not gonna fucking hit that shit. If I hit it, it's gonna be pure fucking luck. Like I don't have every unit rainbowed or anything like that, so it's hard for me to do it. It's hard for me to give a fuck. But like the punching bag event, that's that's where you'd probably want to use this guy in events like that. If they do release difficult content, that they can, like, in my mind, I like to think that they'll release difficult content that has multiple stages, kind of like the Supreme Magnificent Battle, like Universal Survival Saga stage, where you're fighting. It's like 2 to 4 enemies every single stage, and it's like an 8-phase fight, right? Like, that is where I could see like these type of leader skills being banned, because what's the point of having a nuking leader skill if you're going through 8 phases? You're not hitting that nuke every single time, right? And even then, right? Even if someone comes into this, like, into the fight with this leader skill, just let them, right? Just let them. They're not getting any of the other missions done, right? They're just getting the stones for it, right? They're just completing the stage and getting the stones for it. What's the harm in that? What's the harm in like 5 stones? You know, giving out to someone who wants to just nuke the fucking event. And frankly, some of these events are like tanky enough and have enough health where you might not even fucking kill them. Am I crazy? Am I crazy to say that? You might not even fucking kill them. I could be crazy. Anyways, attack defense 150% when HP is 30% or more. So when you exist, key to attack defense 100%, medium chance turning into a great ape. Like I said, health restrictions to me don't matter. You either die or you don't. Happens. 12 or more key, attack defense 150%. When there is another inhuman deeds corroded by your mind, GT bosses category ally attacking the same turn. So when you are on Omega's team, launch additional super attack, chance of crit, damage reduction, dodge 20%. Pretty good. That's a good line of text right there. When there's a pure Saiyan, hybrid Saiyan, GT hero category enemy, copy and pasted, right? Launch additional super attack, crit, damage reduction, chance of dodging 20%. And then for every attack performed, attack defense 30% up to 150. So 5 attacks gets you the full passive. So on the Omega team, you have this support, which is nice, and then you have this support, which gets them an extra 70% defense and more. Damage reduction gets them up to 50. Not the worst. If also, well, 50, it gets them up to 30, 50 if you're fighting one of these kinds of enemies. Which pure Saiyan, hybrid Saiyan, GT heroes, that is quite a huge list of fights. You will probably have this up most of the time. You know, I do enjoy when they give out certain like weird kind of one-off fights, like the Dragon Ball Saga Red Zone. I thought those fights were pretty cool because you're fighting different enemies. You're not fighting like the main characters, like the main bosses of Dragon Ball. You're just fighting like fucking General Blue or fucking Tao. Like you're fighting like these goofy ass characters, you know. But he's good in those events, I'd say, because you super attack once, twice, 3 times. Hypo, you could do 4. And this is every attack performed. So 1, 2, 3, and if your last attack is just an additional normal, you still get this, which isn't bad, right? I think this guy is actually like really solid. If we can use him, right? If we could use him, he's pretty good. Super attack effect, he greatly raises attack and defense 1 turn, lowers attack. Like solid. This guy is good. I think this guy's great. Especially for like Omega's team. I think on Omega's team he does what he needs to do. I wish he would support, but just as like, hey, I don't have enough GT bosses on my team, right? Or oh man, I need GT bosses for this mission. Oh fuck, all my GT bosses sucks. Wait, I have Super Baby 2 EZA. He's pretty good. Like that's the situation you're gonna run this guy in. Because I mean Omega's team is like pretty solid. Right? It's not fantastic, right? But I mean, you have the new Sin, you have Nova, Baby for now, and then on the Inhuman Deed side, I mean, you have this Rose. I don't think you run this guy, right? You don't run this guy on this team, correct? Future Saga. You could run this guy, right? I think so. Wouldn't be bad. He's really good. I mean, you want to run him with like a Future Saga enemy or a Future Saga person, anyways, because Dismal Future. You have like these like Goku Black Links, but not the worst. This guy's also he's great, but I think right now he just kind of gets slapped up in this content. And then what was the last team? GG bosses? No, power absorption. you have Int Buhan. I'm talking mostly for like the newer fights, right? The newer fights, because I mean you have Int Buhan. I mean this guy, right? And then fuck, where's he at? This Boo. Right? Am I crazy? These like I know Int Buhan is solid. I know he's good. I haven't really used these guys in the newer fights because I'm like I have a feeling they'll get fucking destroyed. But I think this guy would be good. Nevertheless, I think that the baby's fine. And then when you transform into Great Ape, he greatly raises attack temporarily. Changes key spheres from a certain type to from except into Rambo. Medium chance to crit. 170 for every key sphere obtained. So when you do transform into him, he's gonna hit hard. Right, he's gonna protect the team. 30% chance to crit. Attack 170. That's pretty good. I mean, like for a Great Ape, what else can you ask for, right? I mean, this guy and the Golden Great Ape Goku are both pretty good. If you could use them, if I could use them, right? All in all, I think these guys are good, and I think these guys will definitely help increase the longevity of both of the. Oh, my tabs are everywhere. Of both of these teams. Where are you? Right. I think they'll help the longevity of these teams a little bit more. Especially because in my opinion, I think we're gonna see events kind of be in between Goku, the Vegeta story, Goku fight, Red Zone stage, and then the Rose part. I think we're gonna see the next Red Zone or the next hard content be somewhere in the middle of that. And I think if that's the case, these EZAs will be good in that environment. Obviously, I think Rose will slap them up. If you get far enough in the Gogeta event, right? Yeah, you could, because this guy could just kill himself in the fight. This guy could just 4 turns. I mean, this guy's killing. This guy is beating the bosses up, as well as the other LRs you have on the team. The two 4th anniversary LRs. Like these guys tear up events. So I mean, I think it'll help. Obviously yes, obviously it'll help, but I think we'll be able to actually use these teams longer than we have been before. Right? I feel like the GT Hero team like just it kind of it kind of just dies. It dies out really fast because they want to save it for the big celebrations, right? And I mean, these were the last 2 guys, right? These were the last 2 like big GT Heroes. Or I mean, besides the 7th year LRs, these guys came out and they dropped with these 2, which were pretty good. And then who else do they have with them? Who dropped with them? I think didn't they have an EZA? Was it? No, it wasn't Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, was it? Oh, this guy dropped before, and I think he was all right. I'm pretty sure. I could just be talking on my ass. Like I tend to do that. Right, and then Pan and them came out. They also had these guys at the time. Like GT Heroes doesn't really get that much love, but it doesn't get that much love. But then when it does, it's so good. It's so good. I love when GT Heroes gets love. It's so good. It's awesome. And I mean, just to say a little bit about myself, like I enjoy villain lead. I enjoy villain teams a lot. I enjoy villain leads way more than hero leads because it's the same 3 fucking Super Saiyans all over the fucking place doing shit. But I mean, like all the villains are unique within themselves and usually have their own uniqueness to their teams. Like GT bosses, you're running like the Shadow Dragons, all the GT bosses, duh. And then with like when a good Frieza or Cooler comes out, you're running all the Frieza family units. When a Cell comes out, you're running all the Cell and the Android units. When Buhan came out, you ran all of the fucking Buu units. I mean it's I mean, this team fucking died kind of quick. Like they released a 10th year anniversary content, and this team kind of like it's okay. It's kind of hard to kill. And then now with this new event, like this team just doesn't do fucking shit in that event, and it's so sad because this is Like the Boo teams are genuinely one of my favorite teams to run because it's so fun. But it happens, right? That's the nature of the game. Uh, I think they did a good job with these EZAs for what their purpose is. I think the negativity towards them is a little bit much. Now I'll run them in game, and I'm if I get disappointed, I might make a video about it, but we'll see. I've already been yapping for too long, so I'm gonna end it off there. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube nonsense stuff. I would like to get to a point where I'm doing actual Dokkan footage content, actually playing the game, not just talking about it. But I mean, we'll get there, right? We'll get there. We're gonna make it out, guys. But anyways, thank y'all. Don't quit being negative about these EZAs. Boom, there you go. Next video is gonna be about Dokkan events, and not Dokkan events, but challenge events and whatnot.